Snowman. I was a student at Southwestern. Took before computers started, and to work my way through school, I got a job at a computer company, and they paid my way through school and graduate school. And so I've been with computers, doing computer graphics and programming since that started. And I started a web program here at the web. At the college, I've been doing. I've been using the web and created the web classes since the web began.
I'm Veronica Worrells. I started Southwestern College a long time ago, and I just graduated. Well, I graduated as a graphic designer. Then I started volunteering here at the school, the graphic lab. I worked there for about a year or so. Then I worked at the art department, doing graphics and posters and stuff like that for the different departments. And then I got hired by the web team. I worked there for a couple of years, and then I'm doing freelancing right now. And I started taking, while I was working at the web team, I started taking classes with Victor and Kathleen as Dreamweaver and everything. And that's how I got started with all the web projects and everything. That's what I'm doing so far. That's it.
My name is Lucy Preciado. I've been a student here for 3 years, and I've also worked here as a tech prep clerk typist, but I have also worked as a web designer for the school, and I will be working with the new website as well. I am a student of Victor and Kathleen, and I did graduate with a web design major associate's degree, and I'm really happy to be here.
I'm Victor. I've been using computers since the early 90s, back in high school, and I came to Southwestern and I got a degree here. I also went to UCSD. I started in computer science. That was way too hard, so I went into art, and then I thought, well, I can't get a job in art, so then I went to graphic design, and then eventually ended up in web design. So here I am working as Kathleen's assistant, teaching my own classes, and I do freelance web design too. And it's a really fun, cool world to be in.
Hi, my name is Vince Somma. I'm the president of the web design team. Well, I'm going to go with this. I'm a graphic designer at home. I'm also a website maker for my mom's organic skincare business. And in my part-time, I like to just make online movies and send them all over YouTube and other websites. And I must say that being in the web design team has given me an opportunity to get into Fireworks, Dreamweaver, Photoshop, and it has advanced my skills dramatically. And I'm very grateful for the time I spent with Kathleen and Victor. And I just wanted to say that this is a great program that you can get into. It will enhance your skills, make you do things you could never, ever imagine.
Well, then I guess we'll start getting to the questions.
How about a quick intro from the moderator?
Is our moderator, Chad?
That sounds like a good idea. My name is Chad Harris. I am a current student of Victor and Miss Lopez. I have decided to get into web design for now until something critical in my life happens or something. I've only been going to the school for about 2 years now. This will be my second semester here, started in the summer. Don't know what else to say. I guess I'm the vice president of ClubWeb. That's me. Nothing too interesting just yet. But anyway, let's move on because we have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's start with an icebreaker because I know everyone's still nervous because I am. So let's start with the first question, which was up the top of the list, and I'll just start with a simple one: Mac or PC? And we'll start with Vince over here.
Well, I currently go for Mac. It's what I've been working with for a very long time. I'm pretty used to it, used to all the programs, and I've also done a small introduction in PC, and it's just as easy. I just prefer our Mac for a long time. I'm just more experienced with that. And that's basically all I have to say.
I'll say Mac or PC? I'll say Linux. But I do have a laptop where I can turn it on and it's Windows or Linux. So both?
I use a lot of PC, but I prefer Mac only because in PC all the Adobe Suite programs slow down the computer dramatically. So Mac would be the best thing to use.
I think as a designer, the best thing you should do is go for Mac. I love Macs. I hate PCs. But it's also a good idea that you know PC, because if you go to work for a company, most likely they're going to have PCs. But my preference,
80% of companies have PCs.
Yes. My preference, of course, is Mac.
I'm bilingual, bicultural. I like them both. Use them both.
I have both at my house too. Someone helped me kind of understand what, like a Mac is an automatic car while your PC is a stick shift. So, agreeing with what Veronica was saying with the graphic stuff, and from what I've seen with my master's program, like Mac all the way. If you want to work on your graphics, you want to have that fast accessibility to be able to manipulate stuff quickly, then you have your Mac. When you're going into your programming, though, for your back-end programming on websites, your best bet is to have a PC or even use a Linux system where you could be able to get right into the code and you could be able to manipulate it a lot. And I like using both. I kind of lean more towards PC because that's what I kind of grew up with. But with the graphic stuff, I'm 100% Mac. Yeah.
Oh, I'm leaning toward Mac, playing with Linux, stuck with PC. So,
but as they stated before, like before I came to Southwestern College working here, like I was doing a lot. I worked at TD Waterhouse. I was working at Marriott. I worked at Marriott Corporation. Because PCs are so inexpensive compared to Macs, how much are Macs? You can't even buy one without like leasing your house, right? So that's why companies invest in them, because they're very modular. So using a PC, if you're worried about budget and cost efficiency, you get yourself a PC. It still does the same job, but I don't know. I've been playing with both, and I see both as a benefit. It depends on how you know how to use your system. So.
In the olden days, there was a big difference between the applications that were available
Huge.
for one and applications that were available for the other. And now there's not. Every major application that we use in graphics comes out on both platforms.
No, and if you have the money, then spend it. If you have a Mac, then
Yeah.
spend it where you can have Microsoft also in Mac. That's the way to go.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
anyway, let's move on to the next question then. What did you plan to be other than a web designer? And then we'll start with Chris over there.
Man, I'm a jack of all trades and master of none. God, everything from, I was even in the military for a while. I was in the Army for a while. And then I was hurting in training. And then, God, everywhere from a bartender went into security, worked at the San Francisco DA's office. God, I did all that. And then I went back to school, and I went back to school later in my life. I graduated when I was like 33 from UCSD. And I got into cognitive science because it incorporates both human psychology along with computer science. So you're incorporating both. Like you're actually making artificial intelligence. So along with programming and interface, and then also with cognitive science, you also have interface design. So when I graduate with Cog Sci, I have the flexibility to do whatever job I want. I could go into neuroscience if I want to and work in a lab and dissect racks, or I can work on programming, one or the other. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I jumped into that major, because it has the flexibility. I can go wherever I want now, you know, and not be just stuck on one job. So evolving out of that, coming here, and then with my background with cognitive design, that helped me move into more of the web. And if, as you notice, what we're holding here now is all